I slept in a man's house.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruth.
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to be having a guest over today. We're going to be talking about you know what? It's a hot topic, so let's jump right in. So here's my guest.
Really?
Okay, I'm the guest.
We can end the roll now. Hi guys! Okay, there's gonna be a lot of mushiness in this video because I'm with one of my besties, my chomsy, my flame of fire. What else do I call you? Our names have evolved
Over the years.
What else did we have? Tween. Okay, so you introduce yourself as Ruth. Now you have to bring in your.
Okay, for real. Alright. My name is Blessing, and I'm so happy I get to be on the channel.
So because my friend is more on the humble side, she doesn't like to sing her own praises, I'm gonna do it for her. So this girl is all things creative. She's a baker, like crazy baker. You see, she's giving me the humble face. So head over to Unique Cakes and Bakes. And what else do you do, bro? Just, can you tell them? Do I have to tell them?
I like to sleep.
Bruh! No! I wanted her to do a song. Like when we say welcome with a melody. Can you try that now? Since you didn't want to show off that you can sing. Just hit a note. You're welcome.
Ooh. Does that work for you?
Yes. So she sings, she loves God. I love how she loves God. I think that's a video for another day when we're talking about friendships and convictions, because we just go on and on. But today, we're bringing the topic, we're continuing with the sex series, but from a different perspective. So we're both pastors' daughters, PKs. We grew up in church, we grew up in with parents that love God and taught us to love God. So we are what most people call church girls.
Yeah.
So today we're literally talking about sexual struggles of church girls. Like good girls, right? I was about to be shady. I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to do that today. So, what do you have to say about church girls? And sexual struggle?
I think like sex is not a topic that's talked about much in church. Like, it's not like you go to church, and I don't think it should be. I just think these are topics that should have been taught personally. Like these are things you should learn in families. Like sex has a kind of shame associated with it, like and then maybe when we're having sex education as younger people, younger girls and boys, I remember being told like sex is not something you should do before marriage. I completely know.
Yeah.
But when you get married, like you're going to be tired of even having it because like that was the sexual orientation. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but I think a lot of us grew up. I remember when I was younger, I used to pray that God would take away my,
desires for sex.
Because I thought it was wrong. Like I thought maybe I was I don't know, out of God's plan. So I was like, there was one day I went on a fast, I remember. I think it was like from 6 to 6. And I was telling God, Lord, please, take it away until I'm ready to get married.
Take it away,
but obviously, we know how that prayer
went, right?
It wasn't, so,
And do you think that's the mindset of most people that grew up in church?
I can't say that's the mindset of many people that grew up in church, because some people in church, like, they just got to explore their sexuality in not so proper ways.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was younger, they used to say these things like pastors' kids are the worst, like they're the most spoiled, all these things. So I think people, they just got exposed to sexuality and all that's outside their parents, outside God, outside. I think it was something you were saying in the last video. Yeah. About like where you hear a thing first really matters a lot. So a lot of church girls, at least when I was growing up,
Yeah.
got pregnant or got exposed to the wrong kind of
things.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want us to get into like practical things. I think, of course, we do get some church girls that get into, outright sex, but we have some that just maybe battle with lustful thoughts, pornography, masturbation. Can you try and think of situations you think, like, how does it happen? Where, like, what happens? And then maybe the battle with everything your parents have taught you and the pressure of being perfect. I want to behave like being pastor's kid. We didn't have the pressure of being perfect. I know I did when I was growing up. But where do you think most church girls, good girls, like where does the sexual exploration? Is that correct English?
Yeah, I think that's.
Where does the exploration? If it's not correct English, you can put in the comments, Mr. Perfect, Miss Perfect English. Thank you, love you. But whatever, the exploring for most people in church, how do you think that starts?
I think, I can only say for myself, mostly like an inquisitive mind, like you want to, know about stuff.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I was growing up, my parents, we knew not to watch movies with
sexual scenes.
Sex scenes
Before you continue, do you remember if you're watching that movie with your parents and then the sex scene comes, what would you guys do?
Oh, my parents would quickly
look forward it, right? Yeah.
And then if your eyes are open, like, come on.
And I remember my dad saying rubbish.
So we just knew. So even when my parents were not home, if I were watching a movie with my brother would be like. So it was just both ways. Or one.
Yes.
So you knew not to. I think again, I know you go to school, you read books, all these things.
I think it starts with books. I remember my first. I was reading a book in secondary school. I think before then, I don't really think I had the whole maybe sexual urges or whatever, but this time that book was circulating and it was like, it's really good. And books are so detailed.
Yeah, it's even worse because when you watch a movie, the images are shown to you. But when you're reading a book, you come up with the images yourself.
Yeah.
So it's.
I remember that. I remember the book. I remember in 12th grade, I read it. I'm like, funny feelings. What's that? Okay, we move. Yeah, continue. So that's one of them.
Yes, one of them definitely. And also being in environments with other people, because especially as young ones, like maybe you're living with a family member that probably reads,
Mills and Bones is what they call it.
Yeah, and even explicit magazines or one of those things. And then there's also the topic of abuse, like children being abused by relatives or even, classmates.
True.
These things, it's just. So I think once you start to be open to sensations, and also sometimes people stumble on these things like masturbation, for example, pornography. They just stumbled on it and it felt a kind of way, and they wanted to explore what is this feeling, and it's not something, of course, because growing up you already kind of know this kind of topic, you don't talk to it,
you don't talk about it.
So there's already this, you have to keep quiet, but you want to learn about it. So there's
do it in the dark.
Yeah. Then watch that pornography, or I don't think we really know it's pornography at that age, but you just want to watch it, and then you feel all warm and fuzzy, and what's that feeling? And that's where addiction comes from. Like you start to crave more and more, and then and even children growing up. I think when you are bathing a child, you start noticing, I don't know if it's younger, but 5, they start to touch themselves and they feel funny. So
that's a good time for that healthy orientation
conversations. So over time, I think many of these people, especially church people, where there was no abuse, in a proper healthy situation, sometimes they just stumble on it and they didn't talk about it, and then they found
because you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of children, when they're young, apart from being inquisitive, there's a little bit of sometimes struggle with maybe loneliness, or maybe not loneliness, but when they bump into sexual things, it becomes like this feel-good experience. So when they want to escape the reality of, in that case, the dishes or your parents not paying attention, that becomes like the hiding place. Then it becomes an addiction.
Because let's face it, I mean, these things, they feel good. Like,
yeah.
So it's not really, people don't really, like, as humans, we don't relish the feeling of pain or like anything to escape, you know, whatever other reality that there may be. Sex feels good. Feelings of sex feel, you know, they are
warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, forever long or ever short. And when you start to sense, okay, this happened when I did this, you know, you start to want
it again.
More. And then you want more of that feeling, more, and then that's what leads at the end of the day, you know, to going
all the way.
All the way.
Yeah. Okay, so I want us to talk about Christians that are battling, like currently. I don't want us to just assume everybody's out. I know we all like to pretend in that church meeting that we all, and I understand, especially, I think, let's be honest, African church, there's a little bit of little room for people to come out with their struggles. The only time when we hear it is maybe in a repenting setting.
And sometimes it's when maybe something bad has already happened.
Yes.
Maybe someone's gotten pregnant.
Yes.
Because also the females face they face the sharp end of the knife or whatever.
Definitely.
Because, you know, if the guy had sex, you probably won't know. But if the female has sex, there's a probability she gets pregnant. Everybody knows. So if that happens, then sometimes when something has already happened, or maybe they got caught, or you know.
Actually, that's what happens most of the time. I don't think church people come out with their struggles. They get caught. And that's why I don't think getting caught is repentance.
Oh no, you don't want to know what comes to my mind now. This is
what?
A song.
We move. This is I'll be shocked if B doesn't find a song to sing a number of times in this conversation. Yeah, so most Christians don't exactly choose to repent. Some of them get caught because, you know, the church people be talking. You sneak into that man's house, you think no one watched you.
And also sometimes not even caught, maybe they just, I think at the end of the day, when you are really raised in, like, you know, with godly principles, you know right from wrong.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they've already gone too far, and then the feelings of guilt and everything.
Yes.
But there's also, we can't we can't downplay the part that God does in, like, drawing people. Sometimes many of us came into genuine relationship with God through our mistakes, because, you know, there's redemption, like God drawing you close with all the guilt and feeling like it just makes you, you know, seek more, like something is up. There's this honesty coming before God and realizing that I think it was that video we're watching.
Dozy Ezima. Dozy Ezima.
Brother was real.
I loved it. I think let's dive into that. I think so. He was talking about his sex life. He's a Christian guy. He's a virgin. And the first
is good. Guys also can be, like, let's face it, guys.
And it's celebrated. Like, there are certain females who are hoping for virgin husbands. Okay? So all the guys and all the pressure and all the, you know what, that's a story for another day. So the guy began by telling us, he said he talks to Jesus. And in talking to Jesus, he tells Jesus the what?
He keeps it 100.
He keeps it 100.
It was so hilarious.
He keeps it 100. So he tells Jesus, I'm not strong. I'm not strong. If I go to this person's house, there's gonna be Dozy Jr. And I loved it because I think one of the greatest deceptions with church people, today we came for our church people, is this feeling of I'm strong.
I think it's something you like to say. Your hormones are not saved. You know?
They ain't saved. There's no salvation for the homos. Stop it. And honestly, I don't know, I want to say I'm a victim of that. The reason I found myself in a lot of compromising positions, and by compromise I mean being with a man in the same place for more than 24 hours, so you know I slept there, was because I'm like, I slept in a man's house. And the reason I could make such decisions was I'm like, I'm not gonna have sex.
Nothing's gonna happen.
I don't do sexual urges. Like, people decide. So that was my confidence, guys. And that's the confidence of most Christians. I know a lot of Christians who sit down and discuss boundaries, and then they say things like, especially the virgin. See, I know of a couple many years ago that get pregnant the first time they had sex, and both were virgins. And I'm sure when they went in the room to study,
They did not,
or to listen to sermon,
it's not like they premeditated.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have,
they didn't think that's what's gonna happen, which is wrong. And that's why me and B, Chomsy, appreciated Dozie's honesty.
Yeah.
And of course, we're not saying make a video about it, but can you be honest with God and with yourself?
Very important, especially with yourself, because sometimes you, especially for virgins, like
Yeah.
you've not experienced the crazy, urges and all those things.
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, we're
It's
good.
nothing.
We're good. And then all these boys that come around you, or girls,
Yeah.
you're very, confident saying no, like we don't do this
Yeah.
and all that. So it might really give you a false sense of confidence that I can do this. But
There's one man or one woman. When you see your type,
you will know.
you know what's up.
It's like the anointing. When it's not there, sometimes you might not be able to notice, but when it's there, you know.
You know it. So most Christians will be saying things like, I don't want having sex, I don't do whatever, because you've never been with your type, or you've never seen your type. I have a practical example, guys. I don't even know if I should be saying this on camera, but I used to tell you how I'm like, I don't look at guys and be like, ooh, that's so, Then guys, I'm just having a raw moment here. I went to the gym. I'm like, oh Lord. I never thought I'll be in a place where I'm asking the Holy Spirit to help me with lust. The gym did that for me.
And sometimes also the safety, like you could have a friend you feel safe with, maybe a prayer coordinator, you pray together. Like there's that sense of safety, like nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Except those are sometimes the worst cases, because there's something about I think I was listening to a sermon with Chris Valentine saying how managing your strengths, like sometimes we are more confident asking God for strength the areas we know we are weak, but the areas you are strong,
we don't ask.
Those are actually your weakest areas, because you don't ask for help there.
Yeah, so
when
that's
you
really,
fall, you're gonna fall.
Yeah. And I think we place the same confidence sometimes with watching movies with sexual scenes.
Like, oh, it's just kissing.
It doesn't bother me.
It's not going to mean anything.
I don't easily get aroused.
Yeah, but those things, it's like a memory map.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like if you look back at your childhood, some things, even some things you don't like eating now. You started from somewhere. Like at some point it wasn't that bad, but so these things like sexual images that form. Some people found their parents making out or having sex outrightly when they were babies. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And these things, it starts to build memories, like a map or something. And then
one day, full blown.
So, point is, be honest. Like, sexual temptation is real. It's intense.
Whether you're a virgin, or you grew up in church, you ain't kissed no boy, and that's good. I love it. I love virginity. I love if you can keep yourself till the altar. That's awesome.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's nothing to be ashamed about. I don't remember so many stories just because I'm with you. I remember when I was younger how people would make, not fun of me, because I've always kind of been bossy. I'm hoping I've worked on it now. So, so I think they were trying to tell me, you haven't kissed a guy. But of course I dissed her. Like, I was like, yeah, like there's the way I said it, but I think I know it bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, it bothered me. So we don't want to pretend like church people, it doesn't come with pressure. And sometimes, because church people are so guided and everyone knows they're pastors' kids, guys don't even come out for you. And sometimes girls feel like
even
they're
come
not
to tease you.
Yes.
Like, just so you know. That's the way, when you tell someone you can't do this, it makes them, want to do it.
Yes.
So there's a way, I remember when I was younger, like, just that whole tag of your pastor's kid, you shouldn't be saying that. It made me want to, okay. And this thing you were saying, like, also feeling, when I was younger, I used to feel weird that I hadn't kissed a guy. Like, what did they feel like? Like, I was very inquisitive, so it might not be everybody's experience. So, all those things, but really, man,
it's real.
It's real.
It's real. And I think one struggle of, I think, virgin girls and church girls, we're talking about church girls, is sometimes the desire to be desired.
Yeah.
Guys, that thing is deep. It's so deep. And it begins, I think that's when we begin to compromise. We don't know what beginning to compromise, but we do. Like, I remember when, today's just story time, guys. I remember one guy I really liked. In hindsight, he was actually really good to me because he knew he was a bad boy. We're going to talk about bad boys. He knew he was a bad boy and he can't be in any relationship without sex. So that's why he decided not to date me, okay? But I was always around him and I would see him date other people. And my little female instinct could tell he liked me. I was like, what's wrong? So I remember sitting and feeling like I'm not desirable. Until like later I heard him say, I can't do that to Ruth. Like, she's an amazing girl
from school.
Yeah.
There was this boy I liked, and I knew you liked me too, but we were having a conversation later after we finished secondary school, and I was like, well, why did you say anything? I was like, oh no, you're a pastor's kid, I can't, you know. So I really, and sometimes you might also push, you know, us church girls to, you start to notice behavior of those other girls.
Yeah.
And then you want to mimic it, like, you know, I want to be desirable.
Yes.
I remember even liking guys because of, I didn't really like them like them, but
the guys
I just wanted
likes.
Yeah, everybody like this kind of guy. Everybody likes, so I wanted that kind of guy to like me because if that kind of guy liked me, it meant, you know, I'm attractive, I'm beautiful. Yes. So it wasn't really about them, but the what they represent.
Yeah. So that's a real struggle, and it's okay. Okay, it's okay when you're young. You want to be desired, you want to be asked out. Then when you begin, when you're young, maybe you just want to be asked out. When you begin to grow, like now you're all womanly, you're getting into physique. You want people to notice, you want people to compliment you. You even want people to desire you sexually, okay? You may not outrightly go for it, but if you hear every guy is like I don't know how ratchet with me, like don't whistle when I walk. Don't do that. But you just want that effort, okay?
I think this is where honesty comes, like realizing that this is okay. Like it's not okay, like, you know, you can go right ahead and do what you want to do. But okay, like it happens, so you are aware that what is happening is normal. Like,
and you can talk
wanting to be desired is normal. Wanting to, because I remember at some point, you know, I wanted to wear some kind of clothes because I saw the girls on the streets. They wore that. I don't mean like girls on the streets, like because
just people. Maybe it was in Vogue. Everybody's wearing it,
and then you watch TV, and all these movies, and then you know what it meant to be sexy and all these things, and you wanted to mimic the kind of. So it's important you understand, as young girls, church girls, that when I feel this way, yes, I understand what's going on. Also, it also shows what you're feeding on. Like if you're watching a lot of E, you are going to want to, you know, dress like
provocatively.
You see on E.
Been there. Oh, B. I fed myself with E. So I used to have a lot of cleavage, and I'll find it weird when guys are looking at me in a lustful manner. Like, how naive was I?
And let's actually face it. We want to be desired, but when a guy looks at you in a way like you're neat, it's disgusting.
Don't objectify me. But you're wearing low cuts.
What's that thing you say?
So guys, like, it's normal, okay? And I wish we had healthy environment. Like me, Blessing and Ruth, our other church, which is not here. Guys, we're honest. If any of us feels like we want a man, we write it in our group. Guys, I want a man. I want to be loved by a man.
And also having crushes. Like, I had a lot. Oh my god. I jokingly say, like, my girl child doesn't need to have any crushes because I've had enough of them for my lifetime. I had a lot of crushes, and I would be lying if I say I don't get crushes. Although it's not as easy as when I was younger.
Because
these days I'm beginning to have sense, you know.
Yeah, like check. No check. Yeah.
So, and if I like a guy, it's becoming more genuine. Like I like him for himself, not just for what he represents.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of crushes. Like, you know, sometimes his way he smells, sometimes he's smart, sometimes another girl likes him. Yeah. Different things. So it's normal, you know. It's because at some point I used to feel like maybe something was wrong, or because I had a crush, I wanted something to come out of
the crush.
You know, like maybe he should like me back. It is just normal. It tells you your hormones are working. Yeah. You are a normal, young, red-blooded female. And it's okay to feel those things.
Yes. No, honestly, guys. because that's why people don't deal with them. Because you can't allow, I'm not saying feed on the feeling, but just acknowledge it and say, okay, I feel like having sex.
It's like when you're fasting and you feel hungry, like
yes, I feel
hunger. I expected hunger to come,
but I'm not gonna eat now.
But I'm not going to eat because I'm fasting.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing. You know, again, also the reason why you want to be celibate, like why are we not having sex? Is because something church. We've grown up in church. That if you do it, you're a bad girl. Because sometimes you just want to be innocent, want to be good. Why? I do it because of my relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just trying to not be. Oh my God. Why not be banging someone?
Smashing.
I'm not just trying to, because growing up, one of the prerequisites guys, wanted in all required of ladies were she should be a virgin and cook.
Yeah.
Some of those things sometimes, females like you keep yourself because
to be a trophy.
Yeah, to be a trophy wife and all those things. Someone that someone would want. Or like when you're fasting, for example, you expect to feel hungry, but we are fasting. We're not gonna eat. I expect it to feel hungry.
Yeah.
Human beings feel hungry, but what do you do about it? So I think it brings us to the main reason why are you not doing this? Is it about God? Is it about relationship with God? Or I just want to be seen like a good person.
Yeah.
So why are you staying celibate? Why are you not going for this? The why really matters a lot. I want to be pure before God, not so a man can look at me and say, this is the kind of lady I want. Nobody has touched her. No. I am God's property. I belong to God. So my body belongs to Him. Even it also means my urges belong to Him. So if I feel something like, Lord, your baby is feeling this way, like I can actually go before God and say,
really nice.
I'm able to tell God, like, God, I like this boy.
Yes.
I think those when you're talking about journaling, like these things,
yes.
like what do you talk to yourself or to God about? These
Chummy, this video could be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a part 2. I want us to talk about when church girls or people that have been in church fall. So for now, I just want you to tell them the shout out. Do you want to do a shout? Let's do a shout out to Ruth and then tell them to subscribe. Ruth, we love you.
You better be watching though.
This would have been fun. You should see the 3 of us have a discussion. It's
like we will not end this.
It's hot.
It's a long one.
So you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment.
Share something, your experience as a church girl or your experience with other church girls,
Yeah. So we're gonna have a part 2 because me and my chummy we can talk. So guys, until our next video, it's bye.
What about if you do so, I slept there, like, then say I slept in a man's house.
Okay, yeah, then justice, so like to emphasize, justice, you get it? So for maybe like, so you I slept there for more than 24 hours, then I'll come like emphasizing. So bye-bye, go. You'll see it on the video.
So I slept in that's the.
Which one?
So I slept there.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna take a while for her to catch it. I'm not showing you.
You're on.
Let's be observant. What kind of laughter is that? Am I an engine?